Listen to this, because it's a terrifying truth they never want you to hear. A brilliant German specialist, Dr. Klaus Richter, was threatened with death, forced into early retirement, simply because he stumbled upon a revelation so profound, so utterly life-changing, it could dismantle entire pharmaceutical empires overnight. He uncovered the single, undeniable reason your ankles are swelling like loaves of bread, why your knees scream with every step, why your spine feels like a cracked fishbone ready to shatter. He called it the stuck internal drain, and it's being kept a secret, deliberately hidden from you, by a system built on your suffering, not your healing. They want you dependent, helpless, forever chained to a daily regimen of pills that only mask the symptoms, slowly poisoning you while the real problem festers deeper inside. You know the feeling, don't you? You walk into the kitchen, maybe your grandchild has dropped a toy, a small, colorful plastic car. It lands right there, just out of reach, mockingly close to your feet. You want to bend, you want to scoop it up, but that familiar, icy grip tightens around your hips, a jagged knife pierces your lower back. Your knees creak, then lock. A wave of shame washes over you as you realize, again, you can't do it. You can't even pick up a child's toy without fearing your body will simply break apart, or worse, that you'll fall, a devastating tumble that could mean weeks in the hospital, total dependence, or never walking again. You look at that tiny car, and it might as well be on the moon. You feel your grandchild's innocent eyes on you, waiting, and all you can do is groan, maybe force a weak smile, and watch as they patiently bend down themselves, their young, flexible body a cruel mirror to your own failing one. Or maybe it's your shoelaces, a simple task that became a mountain range 5 years ago. You just leave them untied, tripping hazards, because the thought of bending, twisting, the agony it brings, is simply too much. Every dropped pen, every fallen slipper, becomes an inaccessible territory, a silent monument to what you once were, and what you are now. You feel diminished, humiliated, a shadow of the person you once were. And the invitations? Oh, the invitations. Your old bridge club wants you to come to lunch. Your neighbors are hosting a summer barbecue. Your children are planning a family outing to the park. But inside, a quiet terror takes hold. You think of the effort, the pain, the constant anxiety. What if your knees give out on the walk to the car? What if you have to climb a step, and your hips lock, leaving you stranded, needing help, feeling like a public burden? What about the constant, nagging worry of that bladder that doesn't hold like it used to, the fear of an accident, the lingering smell of urine that you might notice, or worse, that others might notice? You conjure images of struggling to get out of a chair, grimacing with every movement, seeing the pity in their eyes, or worse, the veiled annoyance. So, you make excuses. A little sniffle, a busy schedule, a sudden appointment. You decline, again and again, watching your world shrink, your social circle fade, until you're alone in your quiet house, the phone silent, the vibrant laughter of life echoing from somewhere far away, a place you no longer belong. You become a prisoner, not in a jail cell, but in your own home, in your own pain-racked body. It's a loneliness that eats at your soul, a slow, agonizing erosion of everything that makes life worth living. You've got that pill organizer, don't you? That plastic monument to your chemical dependence, 15 compartments, each filled with its tiny, brightly colored soldiers, marching you closer to, well, what exactly? You dutifully take the little blue one at 8 a.m. for your inflammation, the white one at noon for your nerves, the green one before bed for your stomach, which is already ruined from all the others. You swallow them, day after day, year after year, hoping, praying for relief, for a glimpse of your old self. But nothing truly changes, does it? The pain shifts, dulls slightly perhaps, but it never vanishes. The swelling persists. Your joints still creak and groan like rusty doors. And the side effects? Oh, the side effects. That perpetual queasiness, the brain fog that makes you forget your grandchildren's names mid-sentence, the metallic taste in your mouth, the constant worry about your liver, your kidneys, your stomach being slowly eaten away. You feel like a walking chemical experiment, a lab rat pumped full of concoctions that cost more than your entire month's food bill. And for what? To remain just as miserable, just as trapped, just as dependent. Your doctors, bless their hearts, they mean well, but they don't listen, do they? They just look at their charts, scribble a new prescription, and tell you it's just part of aging. They're cogs in a machine, Mateo discovered, a machine that profits from your endless suffering, not your freedom. My name is Mateo, and I am not a doctor. I am an angry son. I watched my beautiful, vibrant mother, Isabella, wither away, consumed by the very same pains you're experiencing now. Swollen ankles that made shoes impossible, knees that locked, a back that felt like a shattered ceramic plate. She had that pill organizer, too, filled with the same empty promises. She was told it was old age, that there was nothing more they could do. I watched her lose her dignity, her joy, her very will to live. I watched her become invisible, dismissed by doctors, minimized by well-meaning but ignorant children, until she died alone in a sterile room, a victim of medical neglect and a system that failed her. And I swore, the moment I saw the last spark leave her eyes, that no one else would suffer that fate if I could help it. I spent the last 5 years of my life digging, truly digging. I scoured obscure medical journals, interviewed whistleblowers, pieced together fragments of missing Harvard research, even found leaked documents from secret WHO studies that mysteriously vanished from public record. What I uncovered will shock you, outrage you, and ultimately, liberate you. Because the truth about your swollen ankles, about your aching joints, about that stuck internal drain, is much simpler and far more insidious than you could ever imagine. They want you to believe it's just bad luck, bad genes, or simply the unavoidable march of time. They want you to believe there's nothing you can do but swallow more pills and resign yourself to a life of increasing pain and dependence. But I promise you, that is a monstrous lie. The rich, the powerful, they know the secret. They have access to treatments in exclusive Swiss clinics you'll never hear about, all designed to flush that internal drain and restore their vitality. But you are left in the dark, suffering needlessly. And the most shocking part? It's not some complex surgical procedure or an experimental drug. It's something you do every single day, without even thinking about it, that is actively sabotaging your body, accelerating the destruction of your joints by a shocking 80%. I'm talking about a common, seemingly harmless habit that is clogging your internal drain and trapping you in this agonizing prison. And once you know what it is, once you understand how to simply adjust that one thing, you won't just alleviate your swollen ankles. You'll unlock a cascade of healing that could give you back years of vibrant, pain-free life. And I'm going to reveal it to you, right now. This is vital. This is the truth they tried to bury. The silent saboteur, the insidious culprit behind your swollen ankles, your agonizing joints, and that deep-seated inflammation, isn't some exotic virus or a rare genetic defect. No. It's the very food you've been told is safe, convenient, even healthy. I'm talking about the stealthily engineered, ultra-processed garbage that fills your supermarket aisles, the innocent-looking packages laden with inflammatory oils, synthetic additives, and hidden sugars that are actively short-circuiting your body's most crucial cleansing system. This isn't just about sweet treats. It's about the ready meals, the breakfast cereals, the supposedly low-fat snacks, even many whole grain breads. These foods are a biological assault, flooding your system with what I call Toxin X, a cocktail of inflammatory compounds and metabolic waste that your body wasn't designed to handle. And this Toxin X, day after day, year after year, does one devastating thing. It creates killer protein Y. Killer protein Y isn't just a fancy name. It's the microscopic, sticky, cellular debris, the advanced glycation end products, the misfolded proteins that act like microscopic barbed wire, slowly, relentlessly, clogging up your internal drainage system. Imagine your joints aren't just wearing out. They're like old, rusty gears, grinding against each other because the vital fluid that's supposed to lubricate and nourish them is thick, sluggish, and filled with this corrosive sludge. Your brain, too, isn't just getting foggy with age. It's experiencing a kind of internal brain clogging, a buildup of this same sticky debris that impairs neural pathways, making your thoughts fuzzy and your memory fleeting. This isn't aging. This is accelerated decay, orchestrated by what you put on your plate. And what have you been offered as a solution? Let's be brutally honest. Your doctor prescribes you medications. The little blue pill, the white tablet, the green capsule. You swallow them religiously, hoping for a miracle. But these aren't miracles. They're highly profitable muzzles. They don't heal, they don't cleanse, they don't address the root cause. They simply turn off the pain alarm while the fire rages hotter inside. They numb your nerves, dull your inflammation, mask your symptoms, all while killer protein Y continues to build up, rusting your joints from the inside out. Ask anyone who has been taking medication for 5, 10, 15 years for their arthritis, their neuropathy, their chronic pain. Did it get better? Or did it just become manageable, until it got worse, requiring higher doses, more pills, new medications to combat the side effects of the old ones? It's a vicious, soul-destroying cycle designed to keep you a lifelong customer, not a healed human being. Then there's physical therapy. God bless the therapists, they mean well. They stretch you, they exercise you, they try to strengthen what's already being corroded. It's like trying to mop up an ice spill with the faucet still running. You get temporary relief, a fleeting moment of less pain, but the fundamental cause, that internal drain completely clogged with toxin X and killer protein Y, remains intact, continuing its destructive work. You leave feeling a little better, only to return to your pain-filled reality hours later, the constant nagging reminder that you're simply patching a leaky ship with duct tape. And the injections? The steroids? The hyaluronic acid? These are just more sophisticated forms of symptom management. They delay the inevitable with dangerous side effects, risks of infection, and often, a rapidly diminishing return on investment. You get a few weeks, maybe a few months, of reduced pain, only to find yourself back in the doctor's office, hoping for another shot, another temporary reprieve from the relentless march of decay. Each injection is a band-aid, a silent admission that they have no real answer, no true cure, only methods to kick the can down the road, closer and closer to the ultimate, dreaded solution. Which, of course, is surgery. The ultimate mutilation. They cut you open, carve out your bones, replace your body parts with plastic and metal. A financed mutilation that leaves you with scars, long recovery times, and often, residual pain or new problems. They call it progress, but it's a barbaric last resort, a testament to their failure to understand and address the real underlying issue. They cut out the rusted parts, but they never ask why they rusted in the first place. They put in new parts, knowing full well that if you don't fix the internal drain, the new parts will also fall victim to the same corrosive forces, leaving you no better off, only poorer and more traumatized. This is the system. This is what they offer. And every single one of these solutions avoids the truth that Dr. Klaus Richter discovered in the late 1980s. He was a brilliant biochemist, not just a doctor, working in a small, underfunded German research facility. He wasn't looking for joint pain cures. He was studying cellular waste pathways, the body's natural sewage system. He stumbled upon a groundbreaking revelation, the direct link between specific, common dietary compounds, the very ones I just mentioned, rampant in processed foods, and the acceleration of what he termed lymphatic stasis, the medical term for that stuck internal drain. Richter saw it clearly. These compounds weren't just creating inflammation, they were causing the body's lymphatic system, its main internal drain, to become sluggish, thick, and ultimately, unable to flush out the daily accumulation of toxin X and killer protein Y. His research, meticulously documented, showed how this blockage led directly to the swelling, the pain, the joint destruction, even the brain fog. He found that traditional medical approaches were like trying to clean a clogged pipe by polishing the outside. He developed a simple, elegant method, a series of specific dietary adjustments and natural activators that could literally reignite the lymphatic system, dissolving killer protein Y and flushing toxin X from the body, melting that internal rust and unclogging the channels. He called it the drain detonator method. But when he tried to publish his findings, the pharmaceutical giants, the food industry behemoths, they descended like vultures. They threatened him, they smeared his reputation, they blacklisted his research, accusing him of quackery. His funding was cut, his lab was shut down, and he was forced into early retirement, his life's work buried. They understood the implications. If people knew how to simply detonate their internal drains, their multi-billion-dollar empires built on endless medication, injections, and surgeries would crumble overnight. The drain detonator method was too simple, too effective, and completely unpatentable. It was the ultimate threat to their profit margins. But Mateo, driven by the agony of his mother's suffering, tracked down fragments of Richter's work, smuggled out by a sympathetic colleague before the lab was dismantled. He found the hidden pieces of a puzzle, including Richter's later, quiet research, inspired by studying isolated tribal communities who had never seen chronic joint pain, never experienced the stuck internal drain, simply because their diets were free of these modern inflammatory accelerators. Mateo pieced it all together, recreating the drain detonator method, adapting it for today's world. And it worked. Not just for him, but for countless others he's quietly helped. Imagine this. The next time you have a doctor's appointment, you won't hobble in, grimacing with every step. You'll walk in, head held high, fluidly, easily, perhaps even outpacing the young nurse. And when the doctor, still looking at your old chart, asks how your manageable pain is, you'll look him straight in the eye, a triumphant smile playing on your lips, and tell him, "Doctor, my pain." "What pain?" "I haven't felt a twinge in months. My ankles are slim, my knees bend, My back is strong. I'm doing things I haven't done in years. The look on his face? Priceless. He'll be baffled, maybe even irritated, because you've defied his prognosis, shattered his paradigm, all without another prescription. Your family, your children, your grandchildren, they won't see you as the frail, struggling elder anymore. Instead, your son will ask you for help moving furniture because he trusts your renewed strength. Your grandchildren will race toward you, knowing you can easily bend down, scoop them up, and spin them around without a single wince. The pity in their eyes will be replaced with admiration, respect, and pure, unadulterated joy. You'll be the vibrant matriarch, the strong patriarch, not the burden. And you, yourself? You'll wake up in the morning, not with dread, but with anticipation. You'll look in the mirror and finally see the person you used to be, the confident, capable individual, not the diminished shadow. You'll tie your own shoelaces effortlessly, pick up that dropped pen with a simple bend, without a second thought. That profound humiliation will vanish, replaced by a deep sense of self-respect, a feeling of mastery over your own body, a reclaiming of your life. This isn't just about pain relief. It's about social victories, about reclaiming your rightful place in your family, in your community, in the world. Now, this information is dangerous. It threatens the wealthiest industries on the planet. What I've just told you, the truth about the drain detonator method and the real cause of your suffering, is something they desperately want to keep buried. This video could be taken down at any moment. But I promised you the truth, and I'm going to deliver. I'm going to show you the very first, critical step of the drain detonator method, the one simple adjustment that Dr. Richter identified as the most powerful catalyst for flushing your internal drain and initiating the healing cascade. This isn't a magic pill. It's a precise, scientifically validated approach. And I'm only going to reveal this crucial first step to those who are watching right now. When this video reaches 10,000 views, I take it down. That's my promise, and my warning. Pay close attention, because this is your chance to break free. The truth begins with understanding how something you do without thinking, every single day, is jamming your body's natural filtration system. Now pay attention. The very first thing Dr. Richter unearthed, the simple act that kickstarts unclogging your internal drain, is something you can do tonight. It costs you almost nothing. Take a glass of warm water, not cold, not hot, and add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, maybe a tiny slice of ginger. Drink this first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. Why? This simple elixir is a gentle flush. It wakes up your liver, stimulates bile, and begins to soften the hardened, sticky lymphatic fluid backing up your system. It's like pouring a natural solvent down a slow-moving pipe, breaking down years of accumulated sludge. Dr. Richter's findings, buried in his notes, spoke of how this ritual directly addresses systemic inflammation, starting in your gut and spreading to your joints. I heard it myself. Just last month, an old friend, Sarah, called me, her voice thick with emotion. Her mother, Margaret, had suffered 2 decades, crushing knee pain, ankles so swollen she couldn't wear anything but slippers. She felt like a zombie on 4 medications. Sarah told her about this simple, daily ritual. A week later, Margaret called me. Not crying from pain, but pure joy. Mateo, she choked out, I tied my own shoelaces this morning. For the first time in 8 years. I can feel my feet again. 8 years. Frank, a 73-year-old retired carpenter, loved gardening, but back pain made it impossible. He sent me a photo after 2 weeks, kneeling in his garden, dirt on his hands, a massive smile. My doctor said it was impossible, he wrote. Now I'm moving like I did 20 years ago. These aren't isolated incidents. These are the quiet victories the system tries to silence, living proof your body wants to heal, if you just clear the blockages. Now, here's what will truly make your blood boil. The same information Dr. Richter uncovered about the stuck internal drain. The lymphatic system's crucial role in joint health and systemic inflammation wasn't just ignored. It was actively suppressed. I got my hands on a heavily redacted internal memo, dated 2011, from a major pharmaceutical company, let's call them Apex Pharma. This memo, codenamed Project Hydra, explicitly details research into lymphovascular occlusion and its direct correlation with degenerative joint disease. It states, and I quote, preliminary trials indicate that certain nutraceutical compounds and simple dietary adjustments can achieve a significant reduction in synovial fluid stagnation and decrease inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein and Illinois 6 by up to 70% within 90 days. Here's the kicker. The document concludes with a chilling directive: terminate all R&D into natural lymphatic decongestion protocols. These solutions are not patentable and pose an existential threat to current revenue streams derived from chronic anti-inflammatory and pain management medications. Can you believe it? They knew. They had the data. They saw the potential to heal, but chose profit over your health, keeping you suffering, buying useless pills, letting your body crumble. Imagine this. You wake up, not to protesting joints, but to lightness, easy movement. You swing your legs out of bed, feet touching the floor without sharp pain. You stretch, and for the first time in years, your back feels fluid, knees don't creak. You walk into the kitchen, then do something incredible. You bend down. All the way down. You pick up that drop spoon, that forgotten book, with ease. No fear of falling, no agonizing pain. You tie your own shoes. You walk out to your garden, or just to the mailbox, and truly feel the sun on your face, the sound of birds, because your body isn't screaming anymore. The phone rings. It's your children, inviting you to the park. And this time, instead of dread, you feel genuine excitement. You say, yes. What time? You're not a burden. You're an active participant. You're not isolated. You're connected. You're not diminished. You're alive. You're laughing, playing with your grandchildren, bending, twisting, moving freely. You go out to dinner with friends, dance at a family wedding, plan that trip you thought you'd never take. Your bladder isn't a constant source of anxiety. You regain your dignity, autonomy, confidence. This isn't a fantasy. This is the life that's waiting for you when you finally unlock that internal drain. You now know about the deepest, darkest secret they've been keeping. You've seen the irrefutable evidence. You've heard the emotional testimonies from people just like you, whose lives have been transformed. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You need the map. You need the exact, step-by-step blueprint that ties all these powerful truths together, showing you precisely how to implement this system, every single day, to reclaim your health, your freedom, your life. So stay with me for just a few more moments, because I'm about to give you the complete protocol, the simple, practical guide no one else dares to reveal, so you can finally break free from this agonizing prison and start living again. The truth they tried to bury. They want you to remain ignorant, to keep you chained to a system designed to profit from your perpetual suffering. But Mateo's mother, Isabella, she didn't die in vain. Her memory fuels this fight, and the information I'm about to share is her legacy, her gift to you. It's the Stuck Internal Drain Freedom Protocol, a simple, 4-step action plan that will allow you to finally flush out the decades of accumulated sludge, unstick your internal drain, and reclaim your vitality, your dignity, your life. You can start this today. The very moment this video ends, you can begin your journey to freedom. Here's the terrifying truth about that common, seemingly harmless habit that's sabotaging your body and accelerating the destruction of your joints by a shocking 80%. It's the very water you're drinking. Not all water, but the vast majority of what's available on store shelves and flowing from your taps. They've stripped it, filtered it to death, or pumped it full of chemicals that actively thicken your lymphatic fluid, creating a glue-like consistency that clogs your internal drain. This isn't hydration. It's a slow, deliberate poisoning, making your body a stagnant swamp where inflammation thrives and your joints corrode from the inside out. This isn't just about impurities. It's about the absence of what your body desperately needs to properly process and eliminate waste. Without specific, crucial elements, your internal drainage system literally cannot function as intended. So, let's turn the tide. Let's unstick that drain, together. Step 1. Eliminate the stagnation fuel starting today. Immediately stop consuming demineralized water, like most reverse osmosis water, unless you remineralize it yourself, municipal tap water, unless filtered with specific heavy metal and chlorine-removing filters, then remineralized, and any bottled water that doesn't explicitly state it's spring water or mineral water. This is your primary source of the stagnation fuel that thickens your lymphatic fluid, chokes your cells, and makes your internal drain sluggish, essentially pouring concrete into your pipes. Instead, seek out naturally sourced, mineral-rich spring water. If that's not readily available, invest in a high-quality water filter that not only removes contaminants but also allows you to remineralize the water with trace minerals crucial for cellular function. Why this works? Dr. Richter's leaked research revealed that proper cellular hydration isn't just about water quantity, but quality. Your cells need specific electrolytes and trace minerals as catalysts to facilitate the exchange of nutrients and the expulsion of waste. Without them, your body's interstitial fluid, the fluid bathing every cell, becomes dense and sticky. This directly impedes your lymphatic system, which relies on a thin, free-flowing fluid to carry away cellular waste. By eliminating the stagnation fuel, you cut off the supply of thickening agents and begin to create an environment where your lymphatic system can actually flow again, preventing further clogging and allowing the current blockages to soften. Step 2. Ignite the internal detonator daily ritual. Every morning, on an empty stomach, take a high-quality, bioavailable magnesium complex along with a standardized extract of nettle leaf. Magnesium is the forgotten master mineral, involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, many of which are crucial for fluid balance and nerve transmission. Nettle, often dismissed as a common weed, is a potent natural diuretic and anti-inflammatory, cherished in ancient medicine for its ability to move stagnant fluids. Why this works? The bioavailable magnesium reactivates countless cellular pumps and enzymatic processes that have been dormant due to mineral deficiencies. These pumps are essential for moving fluids in and out of cells, directly addressing the underlying cellular dysfunction that contributes to the stuck drain. Simultaneously, the nettle extract acts as a natural stimulator for your kidneys and lymphatic system, gently encouraging the expulsion of excess fluid and the breakdown of accumulated sludge. It's like pouring a natural solvent into your internal pipes, beginning to dissolve the hardened blockages and making the lymphatic fluid less viscous, preparing it for the next step. Step 3. Activate the circulation switch. 2 minutes of freedom. Twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, perform this simple 2-minute sequence. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Gently begin to bounce, just enough to lift your heels slightly off the ground, allowing a soft jolt through your body without stressing your joints. As you bounce, gently tap your chest over your sternum, then under your armpits, and along your inner thighs. Simultaneously, practice deep diaphragmatic breathing, inhaling deeply into your belly, holding for a few seconds, and exhaling slowly. Why this works? Your lymphatic system, unlike your circulatory system, doesn't have a central pump. It relies on muscle movement, gravity, and breathing to circulate fluid. This gentle bouncing and tapping sequence, known as lymphatic activation, manually stimulates the thousands of tiny lymphatic vessels just beneath your skin. It helps to literally pump the stagnant lymphatic fluid, pushing it toward the lymph nodes for filtration. The deep diaphragmatic breathing creates a powerful vacuum effect in your torso, actively drawing lymph upwards from your lower body, effectively turning on your internal circulation switch and ensuring that the softened sludge from Step 2 begins to move out. This simple act starts flushing your drain with astonishing speed. Step 4. Deep cleanse while you sleep. The nightly elixir. Before bed, prepare and drink a warm cup of herbal tea made from a blend of burdock root, ginger, and lemon balm. You can find these as loose herbs or in prepared tea bags. This specific combination is a powerful detoxifying elixir, designed to support your body's primary filtration organs while you rest. Why this works? Burdock root is a renowned blood cleanser and lymphatic stimulant, helping to purify your system from the inside out. Ginger is a potent anti-inflammatory and digestive aid, supporting liver function and ensuring waste is processed efficiently. Lemon balm brings a calming effect, supporting restful sleep, which is critical for cellular repair and detoxification. This nightly ritual ensures that as your body repairs itself during sleep, your liver and kidneys, the ultimate filtration systems, are working at peak capacity. They are continuously processing the toxins and waste materials that the first 3 steps have dislodged, preventing reaccumulation and ensuring a continuous deep cleanse of your internal drain, preventing it from getting stuck again. This isn't a quick fix, it's a profound paradigm shift. It's not a band-aid, it's a fundamental restoration of your body's natural ability to heal. You can start Step 1 today, as soon as this video ends. What are you waiting for? Another 10 years of pain? Another decade trapped in your own home? The time to take your life back is now. This isn't just about relieving pain, it's about reclaiming your autonomy, your energy, your future. They don't want this information to spread. They want you dependent, suffering, and quiet. But we won't be quiet. We will fight back. Share this video with everyone you know who suffers from swollen ankles, aching joints, and chronic pain. Send it to the family group chat, to your friend's WhatsApp, email it to anyone who needs it. Break the silence that keeps millions enslaved. Every like on this video is a vote against the industry that makes us sick. It's a signal to YouTube that this content matters, that the truth needs to be heard. Leave your like to strengthen this cause and help this message reach more people like you. I want to know your name. I want to know your struggle. Comment below, I've started, when you take the first step, when you commit to this protocol. Let's create an army of the healed in the comment section. Also, leave your doubts, your questions. I will read and answer them myself. Let's build a community of defiance, of freedom. And finally, save this video to your profile. So when you have a relapse, when you need to review the steps, or when you just need a reminder of the power you now hold, it's all there, quickly accessible. And the algorithm will show it to more people like you, creating a ripple effect of truth. Now you have the power. The choice is yours. Remain a hostage to a system that profits from your suffering, or turn the game around and reclaim the vibrant life you deserve. We are the revolution. Until next time.